Hey everyone, and welcome back to Mindful English Talks. John here, and I'm joined by the wonderful Angelini. Today, we're diving into a topic that honestly I think everyone can relate to at some point. Those moments when life just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, John. It's like you're reading my mind. We've all been there, right? You've poured your heart and soul into something, a plan, a project, a relationship, and then boom, it just falls apart. Or a door slams shut when you were so sure it was the one meant for you. It's confusing, it's frustrating, and often it feels incredibly unfair.
Exactly. And in those moments, it's so hard to see beyond the immediate pain or disappointment. You're left questioning everything. Why me? What did I do wrong? Was it all for nothing? It's a really isolating feeling when you're in the thick of it, trying to piece together a narrative that just doesn't connect.
Completely. And the human brain, it craves closure, it craves understanding. So when you don't have that immediate aha moment, when the why isn't obvious, it can send you spiraling. You look for answers, you replay scenarios, and sometimes you just get stuck in that loop of frustration.
That's it. You know, I remember a few years ago, I had this incredible opportunity lined up. Or so I thought. I'd been working towards it for months, networking, learning new skills, all convinced this was my next big step. And then, at the 11th hour, it just vanished. Poof. Gone. And I was floored. I didn't get it. I felt like all that effort was for nothing.
That's brutal, John. I've had similar experiences. You invest so much of yourself, and then the outcome is just crickets, or worse, a clear rejection. It really challenges your belief in yourself, doesn't it? You start to wonder if you're even on the right path, if you're cut out for it.
It absolutely does. But this is where the theme of one day it'll make sense really comes into play, and specifically the role of discipline. Because when you don't have the answers, when clarity is nowhere in sight, what do? Do you just throw in the towel? Or do you lean into the discipline of just keeping going?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Because in those moments of confusion and pain, your motivation is shot, your energy is drained. But discipline, for me, isn't about feeling motivated. It's about having a commitment to your long-term goals and values, regardless of how you feel in the moment. It's about showing up even when you don't want to.
Yeah, it's that commitment. It's trusting that there's a bigger picture, even when you can only see a tiny, blurry corner of it. For me, after that opportunity fell through, I really had to force myself back into my routine. I didn't feel like learning or trying new things, but I made myself do it. It was sheer discipline. I thought, okay, I don't know why this happened, but I can control what I do next.
And that's so crucial, focusing on what you can control. Because you can't control the external circumstances, you can't control why someone leaves or why a plan collapses. But you can absolutely control your mindset, your effort, and your direction. You can choose to learn from it, even if you don't understand the why yet.
Right. It's about continuing to improve, continuing to learn, continuing to build, even during those uncertain seasons. It's not about finding immediate meaning in the struggle, it's about having faith that meaning will emerge. And that faith is built on discipline.
Exactly. And it's not always a grand, dramatic revelation. Sometimes the making sense happens in small, incremental ways. You might notice a new skill you picked up during that difficult period suddenly becomes vital for a future project. Or the person who left actually made space for someone incredibly better to come into your life.
That's so true. Going back to my story about that missed opportunity. At the time, I genuinely felt it was a massive setback. I spent weeks feeling sorry for myself. But because I kept pushing myself to learn, to network, to apply for other things, a few months later, an even better, more aligned opportunity came along.
Aha! There it is, the one day it'll make sense moment. So that initial setback, which felt like an ending, actually became the turning point for something greater. And that couldn't have happened if you had stayed stuck in the frustration, right? If you hadn't applied that discipline.
Precisely. If I had let that disappointment paralyze me, I would have missed out on something that was truly meant for me. It wasn't about the first door being wrong, it was about it leading me to the right one, through a path I couldn't have seen then. It's like the universe's way of saying, hold on, I've got something even better in store, but you gotta trust me and keep moving.
I love that perspective. And it's not just about career or big life moments, it can be small, everyday things too. Like you miss a flight and you're furious, but then you meet someone incredible at the airport who ends up changing your life. Or a seemingly terrible decision ends up teaching you a crucial lesson about discernment.
Definitely. It's about reframing those challenges. What feels painful today truly can become the reason for your growth tomorrow. It's like building muscle. You feel the burn during the workout, and sometimes it's really uncomfortable, but that discomfort is literally making you stronger.
That's such a perfect analogy, John, and it also highlights the patience involved. Because growth isn't instant, clarity isn't instant. It takes time for those muscles to develop, and it takes time for clarity to appear. You can't rush the process of understanding.
So true. It's about having the patience and the discipline to continue putting in the reps, even when you don't see immediate results or understand the full benefit. And it really does come down to trusting the process, trusting your own capacity for resilience and learning.
And trusting that you are being shaped for something greater. Because those challenges, those delays, those difficult moments, they aren't just happening to you, they're happening for you. They're refining you, making you sharper, more empathetic, more resourceful.
I think that's such a powerful takeaway. Instead of getting trapped in the frustration of the moment, we can choose to focus on what we can control, our mindset, our effort, and our direction. And then we just keep going, even when the path feels utterly unclear.
Yes, keep going and keep believing in your growth, because that belief is what fuels the discipline. It's what allows you to show up day after day, even when you're questioning everything. You have to believe that you are capable of navigating whatever comes your way, and that every experience holds a lesson.
It's a powerful mindset shift, isn't it? From why is this happening to what is this teaching me, or how can I use this? Even if the answer isn't immediately obvious, the question itself opens you up to future understanding.
Absolutely. It's about cultivating a deep sense of self-trust, knowing that you have the inner resources to handle whatever life throws at you, and that every twist and turn, even the most painful ones, are part of your unique story, shaping you for something truly extraordinary.
And when that day comes, when you look back, and you see how all those seemingly random, frustrating, or painful pieces fit together, connecting the dots that you couldn't possibly see at the time, that's when it finally makes sense. That's when you realize the true wisdom of perseverance.
And that feeling of clarity, of understanding, is incredibly liberating. It validates all the hard work, all the tears, all the confusion. It shows you that you were always on the right path, even when it felt like you were completely lost. It's a beautiful moment of retrospective insight.
So, to all our listeners out there who might be in a season of uncertainty or confusion right now, remember that feeling. Remember that one day you will look back and it will all make sense. Keep going, keep learning, keep trusting yourself in the process.
Exactly. Your journey is uniquely yours, and every experience is building you into the person you're meant to be. Thank you so much for joining us on Mindful English Talks today. We hope this conversation has brought you a little bit of comfort and a lot of encouragement.
We truly do. Until next time, stay mindful, stay disciplined, and keep believing that one day it will all make perfect sense. Take care, everyone.
Bye for now.